I'm 38 years old, male, considering divorcing my wife, 33 years old, female, because of this past weekend. I am sharing on Reddit anonymously because I don't know who to discuss this problem with. My wife and I have been married for 7 years and have 3 kids. After the second child, she had postpartum depression. It was so tough that it led to her having to leave her career, and me taking on all financial responsibilities. I had recommended we try couples therapy, which totally backfired. Rather than focus on how we can improve, it was heavily focused on the initial root of the relationship, which included me dating multiple women when we first started. This was known but caused insecurity and a lack of trust at a core level. I understood the therapist's intent to get to the core of our relationship issues, but I felt the sessions were focused on my issues, rather than our issues. Even my wife would say out loud when heading in time for us to go find out how fucked up you are. I could laugh, but she operated like the weight of the relationship's issues were on me. So postpartum, my wife was sleeping in and I was feeding our kids, cleaning, working, and spending an hour every 2 weeks getting torn apart by a therapist. My wife was doing little to support our relationship and our family. Okay, so that was 3 years ago. We made it through this bump by instilling date nights. Every week we have a babysitter and a date night. Also, we started having sex more. That genuinely helped. She still does not clean, cook, or help with chores, and these are small things, but it obviously continues to bother me. We had another kid a 1.5 years ago. Last week she realized she missed her period. On Saturday she took a pregnancy test, an old one we had lying around, and it showed a faint line. She still went out for drinks that night with friends. We were like, shit, you might be pregnant. Hooray? Mostly hooray? Kind of anxiety inducing. Sunday morning I buy her 2 new pregnancy tests. I went out for it. I think that's an important note. I was the one who bought them and was anxious about it. She does it. The line shows up stronger. Crazy. She is pregnant. She had plans for brunch. Noon. She doesn't cancel. She goes out and drinks the whole time and does not come home until dinner time, smashed on martinis. Without me, BTW. I am watching the kids. She's maybe 4 to 5 weeks pregnant. Who knows? I've been working in an office since Tuesday. But on Monday, she told me she was scared. I told her that's fair. I'm scared too. But we will make it work. Then we had dinner last night and she was giving me shit the whole time about how mad she is that she's pregnant. She wasn't on birth control. We did not plan for this. But I think rather than just directly say let's get an abortion, she's just casually trying to cause a miscarriage. I have kind of evolved from being upset to being kind of furious and started reaching out to divorce lawyers today while at work. Do you recommend a divorce? Edit. 2 key points first. I was not cheating on my now wife when the relationship started. I was dating multiple women at the start of our relationship, and she was also seeing another man. We met in our 20s and we were actively on dating apps at the same time. We committed after 6 months of hooking up. I think that piece is being misunderstood by many responders. And second, I do not regret having unprotected sex. I will triple down and never apologize for that. We have sex. We are married. It's usually unprotected. This is a decision we both made. A child can happen because of unprotected sex. We are both adults and have had multiple kids. We are well aware of that. We had another kid after the postpartum depression 3 years ago. We know how having children works. It doesn't mean we were actively trying. It also doesn't mean we were not trying. We've talked about having up to 5 kids in the past, as recently as when the 3rd was born. She went off birth control in January. It relates to her mood and that's her choice to do so. I wasn't consulted about the decision, but I was informed she was off it. Additionally, many people's anger at us makes me feel my anger was more than justified. We talked tonight. We are likely going to get an abortion, but right now we're working through it and she said she will stop drinking and apologized. We did not even talk about divorce. Thank you to those who offered legitimate advice. Edit 2. We are keeping the baby. We are not getting a divorce. We've had 2 nights in a row of open communication and we're going to find a way to work this out. No alcohol. Date night tonight. New couples therapist. We also had unprotected sex last night.